Hey guys, okay, on this video, we're gonna follow up to our buyer psychology discussion that we started on the previous video. We spent some time there talking about the hedonic experiential model, which is the feelings model of buyer behavior, right? How we tap into those emotions, and we covered those in this video. So if you didn't see that, go ahead and click on that and then come back and watch this one because this is part 2 to that. In this video, we're going to talk about the consumer processing model, so stick with me. All right, in this video, we're going to talk about the consumer processing model, which is the informational psychology channel that we can tap into to help influence the behavior of our target audience or our target customer, client, however you express that. Now, we went over the sort of feelings version and the emotions we can use in that previous video. But what if your product is more informational? And a good example of that would be buying a new air conditioning system. So we actually have many clients that are HVAC companies here at our agency that we help market for. Now, it is true that if you're hot in your house in Arizona and you need to buy a new air conditioner, there's a lot of emotion around it because you're hot and uncomfortable and you're pissed off. That gets you started. But the actual decision about what to buy is really going to be based on the facts and information around that unit. Things like, how long is the warranty? What are the costs? What's the SEER rating, or how efficient is it? What are my operating costs, right? So the decision is really going to be almost like stacking those numbers against, other choices numbers, and which one has the best numbers. Well, that's the one they're going to buy, right? So it's almost a completely informational decision on that type of product. So you got to ask yourself, watching this video and having this chat with me here, what is your product or service? Where does it kind of fall, between those two worlds? And what's going to be your best psychology channel to tap into to be an effective seller and grow your business? So use this thinking approach, this cognitive, this consumer processing model, this cognitive model, if you really feel like highlighting features and benefits and the information about your product is, gives you the edge in the market, and that people shop your type of product or service based on those facts and figures. And potentially, the other thing to consider is that a lot of times those types of decisions are serious decisions in our lives, right? So a big purchase like air conditioning unit, definitely a big one. The other one might be like supplements or medication. A lot of stuff with that we're going to study before we decide to take something into our body, which strangely is totally the opposite of if you're a restaurant and you're going to be selling much more based on emotion, right? The emotions around having a good time with family and friends, dining out, the maybe status that goes with it, if it's fine dining, the way the food looks and how that appeals to the eye, and what that's all going to be about. So there's a lot more emotion in restaurant marketing than there is facts and figures. Now, the last thing I'm going to say about this before we wrap up this video is that you may be in the middle and both things may benefit you to tap into. What I'm hoping to do on this, video here is to get you tuned into the fact that these are the two areas that you can trigger and work with from a psychology standpoint with your target audience. And you need to understand that as you craft your advertising and messaging for whatever the campaign is, right? So you may be on one side or the other, or you may be in the middle. I think I said in the last video, and if I didn't, I'll say it again here. A great example of a product that's in the middle is a car. It's definitely a big, serious purchase. So a lot of that decision-making is going to be based on the financing, how much it costs is, can I, handle the payment perhaps, and, features like, does it get good gas mileage, especially now with fuel prices being up, right? So there's definitely a lot of that. But on the other hand, There's a ton of emotion that goes into buying a car because it's almost like putting on clothes. Like you got to be in it. You're going to wear that thing. You're going to show up in it. And there's an emotional component to buying a car. It needs to look beautiful. It needs to feel good in the driveway. You know, everybody wants to be proud of that, possession, if you will. And so there's a whole piece of emotion with that. If you look at automobile marketing, it's a great example of blended psychology. They're very good at tapping into the emotions like excitement and all of that goes around along with owning a new car. And they're also good at highlighting the terms of the deal, the features, and the benefits versus their competitors, right? So automobile marketing is very much a blended thing, and your product or service may be like that. So look at great examples out there. Be conscious when you're seeing ads. Hey, what is this tapping into? What type of psychology is this tapping into for me right now? And then start to apply that to your own marketing. And I know it's going to help you get more inbound responses from your outbound messaging, which is what we're all here for. Go ahead and like this video. I know it's going to unlock some stuff for some of you folks out there. Subscribe to the channel because we're going to do more on this. I got one more piece on this one and I don't want you to miss it.